before I talk about all the boring stuff, I'm going to talk about the Ojibwe story on how the birch tree got its black mark, which you can see right here. It was a winter, and a man named Wanabuzu and his family needed heat. His grandmother told him to go find the Thunderbird and find his heat. Wanabuzu obliged. He turned into a rabbit and went off to find the Thunderbird. Eventually, he found the Thunderbird on his tree, then asked the Thunderbird, "Hey, can I come in? I'm cold, I'm freezing, I have nowhere to go. I'll just come in quickly and then leave." The Thunderbird obliged, letting him in to stay around his heat. Quickly, Wanabuzu hopped into the heat, ran off with a fire on his back towards his home so he could give his family the heat. The Thunderbird followed suit, chasing him down, shooting bolts of lightning at him, Wanabuzu barely avoiding it, until Wanabuzu slowly gained tired. He cried out, asking anyone to help him, and a white tree obliged, saying, let me see, "Come hide beside me, my brother, I will protect you." The man, still disguised as a rabbit, hid beneath the tree. The Thunderbird grew angry because he could no longer find Wanabuzu. He started shooting out bolts of lightning everywhere, until a few bolts of lightning hit the tree, which gave the tree its black markings you see today. Most stories we hear try to tell kids what to do or not to do, give them a moral to live by. However, this story lacks this quality. Instead, I believe the story tries to understand the world around it by giving an explanation for something they did not know at the time. They saw the tree right behind me, they saw the black markings, and they didn't know why the tree had the black markings. They used something they didn't know, lightning striking a tree, giving it black marks, and they tried to tie that into their worldview by saying, "Oh yeah, it was a Thunderbird who struck the tree, gave it black markings, then had a story to go along with it." This is the exact same as our scientific process today. We see something, we want to understand it, and then we try to link it to something we already know. Now, we believe the black markings in the birch tree were from gas exchange or something like that. However, both the conclusions that we came to are equally valid and equally show how the scientific process can be used. The scientific process is not a new thing. It's been used throughout all of time. And the story of the birch tree that the Ojibwe told is a great example of this. I'm going to talk a lot more about the biology of the birch tree, which is the boring part. I need it for my mark, but like, you already know this is going to be a good project. I'll just give me 100 now and then ignore everything else, right? I feel like that's completely fair. But anyways, if you still want to pay attention to this project, I'm going to have a section at the end where I try to make a birch leaf tea out of the birch tree. So it gets leaves, its bark, its twigs, all of that stuff. So if you want to stay for that part, or you want to skip to that right now, be my guest. It will be entertaining, if not good. Behind me is the Betlua papriefa, or as it's more commonly referred to, the paper birch. You can tell it's a paper birch due to its long, slender figure and paper-like bark. These guys can grow 40 meters tall, which makes them a lot taller than the other paper birch trees around. Now, for the domain, that would be Eukarya. Its kingdom is Plantae, its phylum is Vascular, its class is Diothagellans, its order is Agellis, its family is Betalucis, its genus is Betalua, its species is Papriefa. I'll attach a photo, but these guys are found all over Canada and the northern parts of America. These guys need to be in a cold climate to survive, preferably with a high moisture and a large, dense forest. Birch trees vary in chromosomes. They can have as low as 14 or as high as 84. For example, the paper birch behind me can have 54, 70, or 84 chromosomes. That's a lot higher than humans. In addition, this is also in their diploid stage, so their haploid state will vary. One of the best things about the paper birch is its wood. Its wood can be used for anything. For example, it can be used for lumber, it can be used to build furniture. Even the First Nations people, they use it to build pots, canoes, tools, a whole bunch of things. Its wood is very consistent, and its wood is very strong, making it good for building anything. Paper birches reproduce using the seeds on their tree. Between the ages of 15 to 40, they start growing these seeds, and between the ages of 40 to 70, they enter peak maturity. In addition, the males fall down from the tree and are on the ground. They're the ones who produce the spores and the pollen. The females stay on the tree, catch that pollen, and then produce more seeds. In addition, for some reason, they can produce asexually through their roots, which is surprising. Now, for the question everyone's been wondering, why is the birch tree white? It's an excellent question. It's because of the chemical inside the bark. That would be betulin. They produce betulin to protect themselves from the sun's heat. About 30% of the birch tree's bark is made up of this betulin, and it's also even found in the sap. Now, there's not a lot of information about betulin, so who knows? Maybe come 10 years' time, we'll find out betulin's the cure for cancer, and it's been right in front of us the entire time. Now, I'll put the phylogenetic tree on screen. It's massive though. I can't even find the specific birch tree that we're looking at. I'm not gonna break this down because we're already running out of time. I don't know how long this video is. I'll have a number here in editing, but let's wrap this up. Paper birches are one of the two major birch classes in Canada, or specifically this part of Canada. There's the paper birch and then the heart-leaf birch tree. Now, the easiest way to tell these two birch trees apart is due to their leaf shape. As we can see here, our paper birch has a tear-shaped leaf, and the heart-leafed birch tree, has, as you can tell, a heart-shaped leaf. Now, why does the heart-leaf birch tree have a heart leaf? Well, that's because of it's just being better in my opinion. The structure's better for veins to transport more energy, transport food, transport more everything around the birch tree, and especially its leaves. Now, why doesn't our birch tree have those leaves? It's probably just less evolved. Eventually, over time, I assume our birch tree is going to evolve these heart-shaped leaves. But for right now, the heart-shaped birch tree is more evolved in the leaf department compared to our birch tree, which shows the evolutionary process. Speaking about the leaves, apparently from what I've been seeing, birch leaves are really high in vitamin C and other really important nutrients, which can be made into tea. Apparently, this tea is really good for anti-inflammatory, antimicrobacterial, and antioxidants. So, pretty good all around. Now, the big problem here, I'm not a big fan of tea, and I'm really not a big fan of green tea. So, I'm gonna try and make some tea out of this. I don't know how I'm gonna like it. Apparently, if you put some like honey, put some lemon in it, it'll taste better, but I mean, we'll see. If this gets me a higher mark, I'll do it. So yeah, let's go. All right, so I found this video on YouTube. It has no real steps. He plays Super Smash Bros. On the N64 for like half of it, but he looks like he knows what he's doing, and his tea looks pretty good. I don't think my tea's gonna look as good as that, but I mean, hey, we'll see. Here's the hoping, right? Okay, now for the other fun part. I'm gonna be trying to make birch leaf tea. Just gonna make sure I'm in shot here. So I got the birch leaves. I'm just worried they have like anything in them, so I'm getting some baking soda. Gonna pick off all the leaves, try and get some bark off this as well. I'm gonna put the sticks in anyways. Put them into here, rinse it first. Then I'll be putting it into this guy, putting some water in, putting it on the stove for about 5 minutes, until it boils. I'll let it sit for 10 minutes, and then at that point it should be good. I'll put some lemon in there. I might put some honey in there if I'm feeling risky. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't kill me. I'm pretty sure birch leaf is fine. The video I'm following is very, very non-descriptive. He's like playing Super Smash Bros. On the N64 for the entirety of it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm just gonna time out this part, and I'll catch something if I need to say anything important. Let's go. Okay, so that should be good. I don't know the exact amount of baking soda I'm gonna be using for this. I feel like a teaspoon, right? It's nothing that big. Let me try. I'll say this much. Yeah, baking soda. Okay, I gotta make sure. Let's pour that in there. Still worried about this thing killing me, but I feel like gotta give it a shot, see how it goes. Hopefully it increases my mark. Okay, let's watch this. One thing I do want to mention about the birch tree, I'm not really in shot here, but I am talking. The birch tree is really good for a lot of animals. A lot of birds or smaller mammals will eat the seeds that the tree produces. Some insects will go to the flowers, get the nectar from that. There are some pests to the birch tree. I will put those guys right here. Which yeah, most trees have pests though, so you can't really avoid that. Great. If there are any pesticides in there, it should be mostly gone. I'm just gonna strain this quickly. And then on to the next. I'm gonna put this on a really low heat because I'm worried about setting my house on fire, which would be bad. Surprise, surprise. I'm not gonna put all this in here. I'm just gonna put a little bit in here. Oh, let's try not to get water everywhere. Let's bring it over here. Pick these guys up. Get some more sticks in here. That should be a good mix of everything. Make sure it's like separate. Actually, maybe take out a few leaves. I don't need that much leaves. Really going for the twigs here because of the vegetable I mentioned earlier. Here we go. I'll bring this up to the camera for you guys to see what we're looking at. This is what I got in the pot, and I don't know how much tea I want. I don't think any of my family members are really gonna be interested in birch leaf tea. I'll just give this 5 minutes. I'll pause the video for now, and then I'll check back. Okay, I'm taking this time for no reason, but I assume it's should be done, right? I have no indicator for this. I'm just like going off my dome. Yeah, I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to move that, not right now, because I want to burn my, actually, yeah. I'm just going to move it up. Move it off the hot area. And then I will check back in 10 minutes, and it should be ready. Okay, now that the 10 minutes are up, I think we should be good to go. I have my pot here. It still feels decently hot. I don't want to drop this. Here we go. I am going to try, I'm actually going to get something bigger than this, jeez. I got this, here we go. I'm going to strain this into here, making sure to not drop any water onto me or the ground. Look at that, there we go, okay. That's, not sure how much of that was caught on camera, but that's a lot of steam. I'm going to also rest that on here. Let's get you guys a little bit of a view. I can't pick this up anymore, but just looks like this right now. So that should be, I don't know how much of you guys got that. That was a rough angle. But yeah, it's geez, if only I had another hand. I'll try pouring this into here, but like, wish me luck, guys. Look at, that's definitely a color. Whew. That seems, it worked. Look at that, it's not the same color we started with. I'll put these guys to the side now. I'm gonna actually get this into frame. Look at this. This is definitely tea. Great. So now that I have that, I'm going to pour it into my glass. I don't know how much I want to have. It looks hot. Pour that into here. Try not to get any little bits in there. I can put all that in, yeah. Great. The glass is very hot. I'm not trying to spill myself. Great. Pour some lemon in here. This is, I don't know, I can't get an actual lemon as cool as that would be. Great. Put some honey in there too. This is where the baking soda was. Never mind. Okay. And then live reaction time. If I die, you guys get to see it. This is hot. Give me a second. I think there's one more part after this. Still about the birch tree. This is gonna be like the conclusion. If you skipped to here and skipped all the information stuff, I completely support you. All this stuff was really, really, really boring. It was also boring to film. But yeah, if you're still watching though, thank you very much. You were nearly done. Okay, let me take some of this. If I dislike it, I'm gonna throw it up. Damn, that tastes awful, man. Who drinks this? I think it needs some honey, because that is insanely bitter. Give me a second, I'm gonna grab someone else to give it a sip. See how they like it.
Am I gonna die?
I see, yeah. I got my mom in here to try out the drink. I'm still here, so let's see.
Ooh.
What are your thoughts?
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Okay, yeah.
I don't like it
It's
at
really
all.
bitter. I think it could use some honey. I'm not a big fan of honey,
It
so
just tastes like forest.
yeah, no, it does, doesn't it? The color changed though, so I think it's successful, but it's not good. That's my final statement. If that is the cure to cancer, I'm not drinking it. In conclusion, We need birch trees. They've been here forever. We use them for almost everything. And there's so much we don't know about these birch trees. I'm sure they're going to be used in the future. However, like every other organism nowadays, they're being negatively affected by climate change. Birch trees need a cold environment to survive. And sadly, as the earth heats up, birch trees are not getting the environment they need, and they're not adapting fast enough to adjust to this. Now, I hate to turn every single school's diamond into something about politics, but this is a political issue. We need our government to start spending more money on climate prevention acts instead of destroying indigenous land, such as in Bill 5, where they're seriously just going over to indigenous land, destroying it for oil reserves and just more money and mining and stuff. That's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into that. And in addition, we need presidents to stop spending $45 million on their birthday parties. Now, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna go donate to Ontario Nature. Now, you don't have to do this. I don't need you to do this, but anything helps. If you volunteer, which I want to do, if you donate money, or even if you just talk more about the environment, every single one of these things helps. Now, it's not just birch trees that we need to look out for. It is every single organism on Earth. As the climate heats up, we are more and more at risk of a global disaster. Lack of government funding, climate change, and a whole bunch of other things are destroying our environment. And if we want to stop this, we need to put our money where our mouth is and take action. That's all. I talk a lot about politics, I talk a lot about the environment, but that's just because I'm really passionate about the topic. I'm not expecting anyone to donate any money. However, if you feel like donating, I'll leave a link below. I assume this is going to be a YouTube video. I'll put a link down there for the organization. Even if you just want to talk about it, bring up one conversation, it will definitely do a lot. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a long video. You can just give me 100. I don't think you have to watch this entire thing, just like jump to the end. But yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.